Many of us are asking for permission. We don't go ahead and do what we want to do as a guy. We're looking for permission from the government sometimes, unfortunately, very unfortunately. Something outside of ourselves. Corporations, our woman, our girlfriend, our wife, our mom indirectly, even though we don't think it's that. Still getting over my cold a little bit, don't mind me. And reminds me back to this story. I was on a plane like 13 years ago. I'm headed to Kauai, Hawaii. And I'm reading this book about understanding women, essentially. And I remember there was this girl who sat next to me, I know we weren't in first class. I think her boyfriend or her lover was. She wasn't. I wasn't. I'm reading this book. Excuse me. And I remember she's like, oh, cool, you want to like understand women or make sense of women. And I remember how uncomfortable I was. I remember like her saying that. She's like, oh, she knows I don't know. And how nervous I was. I didn't know that I was doing something that a lot of guys don't do. And in that moment, it was like I was asking permission for her that it was okay. That what I was reading, it's goofy. Back then, 13 years ago, I was 27. Asking for permission or being shy or being fearful about being curious about life. And it was funny because she thought it was cute that I was reading this book. I was in this place of exploring my own feminine energy, meaning curious, learning, growing, searching. I didn't really have a plan for who I was or who I wanted to become, what I wanted to become. And looking back, even though I'm sure the guy didn't end up with her long term, I bet that guy had a plan. I bet that guy knew who he was. He was leading things in his own way. Big ego or not, I don't know. And so often, so many times as guys, we are searching for, maybe you wouldn't say permission, but it would be approval. We want approval that what we're doing is okay. I grew up with dad not around most of the time, like many of us, or dad's emotionally unavailable, and mom's there, so we get really good as guys, as whether we're aware of it or not, we get really good as guys at reading mom's needs, mom's emotions. We can become mom's emotional regulation system, or we try to, even if we don't know. And me, and maybe you can relate to this, I had, from kindergarten to 8th grade, 9 years, 18 teachers. 17 of them were women. So in order to navigate life, I had to kind of make sense or navigate mom, navigate all these teachers. And as guys, it can make us sensitive, which is really key. We can pick up on things. We can pick up on subtleties that a guy in the 50s would have no idea. The challenge is sometimes we're 30-something, 40-something, 50-something, and we're stuck there. And we're still trying to get mommy's approval. But now we're married. Or now we've been dating this girl. And we're still searching for her approval. A pat on the head. We want to know we're doing a good job. And maybe we've developed our heart, our emotions, but we've lost our essence as a man. We're afraid, deathly afraid. I know I was, I know many guys are, of displeasing the women in our life. of saying no, even if our answer is no. And I was thinking back to this story tonight, and it's kind of funny looking back 13 years ago. And it also reminds me of a relationship ending like 10 years ago. Or maybe it was the first breakup, second breakup, the final one, I don't remember. But my girlfriend at the time, my first Colombian girlfriend back in the States, said, I want a guy who knows who he is and knows where he's going. And he can communicate that, he knows who he is, shares where he's going, and that's it. And it's my decision, her decision, to go, okay, is this the kind of life I want to live? Is this the kind of future I want to live? Or is this just some guy who's got some plan that can't fit me into it, or I'm not a part of it? And I was talking to someone recently, and it's like, well, I can move to another city, or I can do this, or who do I need to become for this girl? Sometimes they're married to her. Sometimes they just met her. And the magic sauce is really knowing what we want and knowing who we are. It's really, 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 really simple. And for many of us, especially if we're born in the 70s, 80s, 90s, our default can just be to be pleasing. And we can confuse being kind with being a nice guy. This might sound similar, but they're really, 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 really different. Everyone wants someone who's kind, who's sweet, whether you're male or female. But we don't want someone that just does what we say. And as guys, sometimes we think we do. We think we want someone who's submissive. I think that's a misnomer or a poor word. It's really not the word, it's the energy, but someone who just does whatever we say. So we have the illusion of leading. We have the illusion of being in control. Rather than a guy who's leading, who knows this is my yes, this is my no. Here's where I'm going. And it's how can we fit someone into our plan. I heard something recently I really liked. It was a clean way of saying it. It was like the avoidant person is just too busy building their life and no one fits into it. The person who's showing up more anxious is seeing someone else's life and hoping they can fit into it. And in the past, I've been the latter. How do I do this? How do I become this? How do I fit into someone's life? How do I win their approval? And a lot of times we don't even really say or think this. I was gonna say, we do feel it. We're just trying, like I was, the nervous guy on the plane with this beautiful girl who wasn't there with me. She was there with some other dude who knew who he was on some level. And we're trying to do our best, but we're afraid. Inside of us, we don't know. Some of us men, we're in denial of this, or it's hard to accept that there's a little boy inside of us. There's a 5-year-old boy that wants to know he's okay, he's safe, he has approval, but he can't be the one running the man's life. And in order to integrate, to heal, to alchemize, to become who you really are, it's making and harmonizing this family that lives inside of us. Because whether you like it or not, whether it was good, bad, right, or wrong, whatever, there's ultimately no wrong. It's just shrinking or expanding, and ultimately, on some level, it's all expanding. That little boy inside of us can just be scared, can just want attention, can just want love. But there's also an adult inside of you that can be, if you choose to make it that way, like the father. The father that can, with love, tell you no, tell you you're off course. Give you, maybe not judgment, but criticism. To go, if you're supposed to be going on a path, there's options. This way doesn't work. And then there can be a mother, which can also be a part of us, or is a part of us, that wants to support, nurture, reassure. And sometimes we can be out of balance. We can just go and overly mother ourselves with food, with marijuana, with alcohol, with the illusion of reassurance or escapism through weed, through porn, through whatever vice, alcohol. The sweet spot is the harmony of all three. The 5-year-old boy feels safe. The man can protect the father, man or the father protect with love, and the mother for love and reassurance. If you're a single guy who's watching this, what does your internal family unit look like that you've built so far? Do you have one? Do you know? Is your little boy neglected? Is the father overbearing, pushing, hurting? And is the mom too nurturing or she can make the boy weak? How are you showing up for you? It's going to be exactly how you're showing up for others.